In this video, we are going to take a look at a great problem because it is going to allow us to practice setting up linear systems, but also solving the system by the method of elimination. Let's take a look at it. We have Erin, who spent 25 minutes on the rowing machine and 20 minutes lifting weights at the gym, and she burned 415 calories. Then she went to the gym again, and this time she spent 50 minutes on the rowing machine. She really wanted to lose weight, and 20 minutes lifting weights, and she burned 690 calories. Question is, how many calories did she burn for each minute on the rowing machine and for each minute on the weightlifting? Okay. Now, when you are trying to decide what is X and Y, you should always read the question. Start with the question. Start at the end of the problem. Okay, so why am I saying that? Look at the question. It says, how many calories did she burn for each minute on the rowing machine? Anytime you see this word how many, you translate it to number or amount if it's not countable, but in this case it is countable. So we will say that this is number of calories that she will burn for each minute on the rowing machine. That's what we're trying to find. That's your X. And then Y is going to be the corresponding number of calories for weightlifting. Now, which of these choices says that? Number of calories burned. Don't look at the total. That's incorrect. You want number. Number of calories. There it is. You see how that matches the question? And then the next one, it says number of calories burned per minute of weightlifting. That's exactly what it is. So that's why this question is the first choice is correct. Now, let's see how to set up the system. Now I have to change this. It should be BCD. Oh. Okay. Erin spent 25 minutes on the rowing machine and 20 minutes lifting weights, and the total is 415 calories. How do I set that up? Okay, think about this. If she spent 25 minutes on the rowing machine, and let's say each minute was 10 calories, what would you do to find the total number of calories? Well, you'd multiply, right? It will be 25 times 10, which is 250. Now, if it's X calories for each minute, then you would multiply it by X. The first equation, I'll just type in Desmas instead of writing. So the first equation is going to look like 25x. That's the calories that she spent on rowing machine. And then for the weightlifting, it would be how many minutes? 20 minutes. And for each minute is y calories. And we want to add them up, right? So it would be 20 minutes. Multiply that by y. And that should be a total of 415. That's your equation, number one. Equation number two will be exactly the same thing, because this time around she spent 50 minutes on the rowing machine, and for each minute she spent X calories. And then for the weightlifting, it's Y calories for each minute of weightlifting. And the total, which is always sum, right? We add them up, equal to 690. Now, to solve this system, we are going to review how to do it by using method of elimination. Now, you could eliminate y or eliminate x. Either way is fine. Maybe it's actually easier in this case to eliminate y by multiplying the first equation by a negative, but I will go ahead and eliminate x because I think that'll work for every one of you. In order to eliminate x, we want the coefficients of x, or the numbers in front of x, to be the opposites of each other, right? Like minus 3 plus 3. I will multiply the first equation by negative 2. Okay? What will happen? I will get negative 50x minus 40y equals, you can use the calculator, that'll be 830. And then the second equation is 50x plus 20y equals 690. Now, when I added this up, the 50x and 50x negative and positive cancel out, and I will get negative 20y equal to, well, what is 830? Now, I was multiplying it by negative 2, so I think I made a mistake here. This actually should be negative 830. Okay, and then when you take negative 830 and add 690, you're gonna get, I believe, 140. And it'll be negative. Again, I'm missing a negative here. Now, dividing both sides by negative 20 to isolate y will give me y equal to 7. This negative is very important because that's going to cancel with the other negative. Okay, so now that I got y equals 7, how do I get x? I will have to plug in the value of 7 in one of the equations. Okay, so let me exit from here. I already know that this is going to be 7. Now let's see if we can solve this for x. I'm going to plug in y equals 7. And what am I going to get there? 25x plus 140 equals 415. Now I'm going to subtract 140 from both sides. And that will give me 275. And I will divide both sides by 25. And that's how I would get x. So x is 11.